Hey guys, what's up? It is I, the Shadow 231 or the narrative. I don't know, whatever. Hey, but no, I want to talk to you guys about a possible theory in which Guts actually, could possibly beat the God Hand. And the reason why I'm making this up is because I was doing some research since the last video because, that video had the theory of how Guts could possibly kill the God Hand with the sea creature and stuff. But I don't think it touched on enough of the possible options Guts will have, and you know, because of that, I wanted to add a video to talk about it. And my videos going forward is just going to be lax style. I don't care about growing or whatever. Just want to share my ideas and stuff when it comes to anime and manga, so I don't feel like I have to do something. But I do like talking about these topics and everything, so I will talk to these you guys about these topics and stuff while I get groceries from my car. So walk with me. All right, no, seriously. I believe that Guts may have a few options. Actually, let me sit down so that way I'm not shaking camera too much and you guys could actually not get sick. Okay, right here. Let's see. Is this good enough for posting? All right. Okay. Yeah. So hey, I feel. Actually, I'm put this light. Oh. All right. Hey, yeah. So I feel that Guts could possibly be able to defeat the God Hand and all Griffith and everything by using some of the items that was spoken about in that Sea God video, the Dragon Slayer, of course, as well as the Behelit Guts is carrying, right? So, what I was thinking about, we don't know enough about Behelits to understand their full capacity of what they can do, right? But based on what we saw with Skull Knight, we could use some possible theories, right? So we saw that Skull Knight was able to take Behelits into his body and then fuse them together to make his Behelit sword. So that means Behelits have the ability to possibly combine with each other. Behelits are inherently used to call the God Hand, to summon them, to make a wish to become an apostle by sacrificing something of great importance. Now, just because you get the option to sacrifice doesn't mean you have to make a sacrifice. The God Hand may be upset with you, but the possible repercussions, I haven't seen any. The Count technically died because when he summoned the God Hand, he wanted to get healed, but he had to sacrifice his daughter. But he chose not to sacrifice his daughter, but he died because of his wounds against Guts. He didn't die because the God Hand elected to kill him. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, why am I bringing up all this stuff with the Behelit? We see that the Will of Berserk talks about different factors that are not really touched on further than a certain area, like Skull Knight being able to swallow Behelits and then make his sword. How is that a thing, right? But something I was wondering, just like how Guts' Dragon Slayer sword is able to absorb the negative ode and energies from the demons it killed, is it possible that the Behelit that Guts has on his person is able to evolve into like a king Behelit or even a godlike Behelit because it's absorbing all the negative ode slash power from all the apostles and monsters and entities Guts is facing off, right? And then eventually that Behelit evolves into something that could transform Guts into something beyond a God Hand being. So that's something I've been wondering about, and that's something I've been thinking about. So that's my essential theory. Guts, as a character, he goes through all these trials and tribulations, and he is succumbing to the part where he knows he can't beat Griffith right now physically because he literally can't touch him. But if he succumbs to his inner demon and he then uses the enhanced Behelit to make a evolutionary wish, would that then transform Guts into the being that he will need to be to fight the God Hand on an even playing field? Because it's been hinted at several times, right? We see vessels or entities like the Skull Knight fighting against Void and Slan and stuff like that, right? And we see that, Skull Knight is able to somewhat weave and move in the world of these beings, and we haven't seen him hurt them yet because he's not on their even playing field, because they are more powerful, clearly. But is it possible that Guts could, through his actions and the idea of evil, right? And I know the idea of evil is not a thing because that hasn't been touched on since Miria realized that it may have been given away too much of his story. But we have to kind of look at that, right? What if the idea of evil is not that, and this is something I've been thinking about because it's like with things that's happening in society itself, right? Nobody is inherently good or evil, right? But the idea of evil could be that something that you lead someone to taking actions based on the choices you make against them. What I mean by that, there's an old saying my grandparents used to say, and a lot of people say it too, but my grandparents used to say this all the time, right? When I was living in Caribbean, no good deed goes unpunished. So you might inherently be trying to do good for people by helping them, like you see someone begging on the street for money, you give them money or something, just simple stuff like that. But in turn, that person then goes using money for something that you wouldn't want them to use it for. Instead of buying food, maybe they buy something bad. And this is not me talking bad about people who have addiction issues and stuff. I'm just saying, with your actions, you may be trying to do the right thing. Like in Guts' case, he's trying to bring back Casca. He's trying to, just live with Casca and they live their life together and stuff. But in his actions, he's faced off against a lot of horrible things. And in turn, these things have mentally taken its toll. And now Guts, in his new writing, is completely broken. Maybe through these actions, you create the entity that you don't want to face off against, because Guts is a very quiet man, but be careful of the anger of the quiet ones, right? Because he becomes a monster in the night. So essentially, Berserk, right? The name of the book itself talks about the idea of going insane. And Guts, through his inactions, his good deeds, is slowly but surely going insane and becoming broken. And I don't know, I just don't see how this series ends on a good note for Guts. Like, I think he's going to succumb to the darkness and hence the will of Berserk, right? So you guys tell me what you think. Comment down below. I'll try to make more videos like this if you like this style. The editing and stuff, I will do better on, depending on what you guys say. I just want to keep it real and just get the information out there instead of doing all kind of crazy clicks and edits and stuff, right? But tell me what you guys think, all right? And comment down below. Take care.